Hello everybody, it's Maria here from Pebbley Rose Paper Crafting. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Australia. Thank you all so much for joining me. Today I'm going to do a couple of things. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to show some crafty gifts that I have gotten in recent times. The gift I'm going to show you first I got a few months ago actually, but I didn't have the chance to play with it or to show it on camera because quite simply I actually forgot. I did have it in mind, but I haven't been able to show it as part of a video. But I want to thank a couple of people. I am just blown away by the kindness of the crafting community and that it extends worldwide. And I wanted to thank my viewers and I wanted to thank my subscribers for watching my channel and for supporting and for your kind comments. It really makes what I do worthwhile. I just cannot thank you all enough, and it is something I really love doing. So as long as you keep enjoying my videos, I'm going to be very happy to keep making them for you. And I'm just surprised that people like what I do, considering I fumble along a lot of the time on my videos, and I just kind of make a lot of mistakes. But I just want to thank you all for bearing with me and for enjoying what I do, and it makes everything that I do now so worthwhile. And if I can help anybody out there to enjoy this beautiful craft, then I've done my job, and I want to thank you all. So to begin with, my beautiful viewer, subscriber, lovely lady who always has the nicest comments, Jen Lynham from the UK, sent me, I'll show you this first off, she sent me this beautiful magazine from the UK, and it's a stamping card making magazine, and this was out a little while ago. I'm not sure which month it was, but she had shown on her video, Jen Lynham Crafts, so I will put a link up to this particular video, this gorgeous Altenew layered rose die collection, which came in free with this magazine. Now, we don't get this magazine here in Australia, and just out of the blue, this beautiful lady just sent me this magazine that came with this die set, and I couldn't be more happy because I love Altenew as well as Stampin' Up. I love quite a few things, but she was so kind and sent me this magazine with this gorgeous die, which I haven't used as yet, but I will very soon in a project. She also sent me the Mono sand eraser. I've used it a couple of times, and I have to say I absolutely love it when you make those boo-boos with your ink. This is really good stuff. Thank you so much, Jen. I love it. And with this die, she had made a beautiful little card to show me, and this is using the Colour Theory DSP that was out last year, and she sent me these pages, and I've kept them because I'm a bit of a paper hoarder, but I've decided I will start using paper as much as possible because it's such a waste not to. But I absolutely love them, and they're very pretty. And here's the irony: the clearance rack here in Australia has just refreshed, and they're selling the Colour Theory DSP. So if you liked it last year and you missed out, or you want to get some again and stock up, it's available on the clearance rack at the moment in Australia. So go for it. And how gorgeous is this card? And she used, I think it was Birthday Blossom stamp set for that sentiment. So just gorgeous. And I forgot which stamp set that came from, but she stamped that, I think, in Berry Burst, and it looks absolutely beautiful. So Jen, I cannot thank you enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just a beautiful, thoughtful gift, and I love it. And another viewer of mine, Vicky Rustad, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Vicky, I'm so sorry if I haven't. I've received this in the mail today, and she had reached out to me on email and said the most beautiful words. I am so very lucky to have such beautiful viewers out there. And she sent me these gorgeous, and as we know, I'll use the big shot here, the Sizzix glitter cutting pads. Like, how cool is this? And this is in glitter. Like, I don't know if we've got this in Australia, but how cool is this, honestly? And it's pink, so or purple. I absolutely love this, Vicky. And she sent me a chrome precision base plate. I'm just going to open it up so you can have a quick look. And this is from Sizzix, so we can use this with our big shots, even the Stampin' Up ones. And from what I understand, this is chrome. Seriously, how cool is that? I've got to get a reflection of my place here. And when you use this cutting plate, it doesn't mark, apparently. I did a little bit of research because I had no idea that Sizzix had released a chrome precision base plate. So I am looking forward to using these big time. I can't wait to use this and try it out. Yeah, I'm really curious to see how this works with our intricate dies from all brands, not just Stampin' Up. But yeah, I really love these two gifts, and these ones, oh, I'm going to save them until the very last minute, and I love looking at them. What I tend to do with my cutting plates is I use them till they literally crack and break, and then I move on to the next pair. So Vicky, I want to thank you so much for this very kind and generous gift to me. I am so appreciative. I'm just blown away. I'm lost for words. I cannot thank my beautiful viewers enough for their kindness and their support. It really means the world to me. So I'm going to pop these beautiful things away. And today I'm going to make a card with a little bit of a difference. With Christmas, here in the Southern Hemisphere, we don't have a lot of snow and what have you. And for some unknown reason, my mind went to having like a tropical themed colour scheme. And I just wanted to use just the basic words. So what I'll be using is the Merry Christmas Thinlit dies. And these are fantastic. I've just ordered the stamp set to match this because I bought them separately. And that order will be coming in within the next... by the end of the week, I hope. And so in the meantime, I am going to be using the Merry Christmas Thinlits. And I'm also going to be using the detailed Deer Thinlit dies. And I'll be using these gorgeous little flowers from this set. These look adorable, and luckily there's 4 of them, so you can do multiple cuts in one pass, which is great. And I'm also going to be using my favourite Subtle Dynamic Embossing folder. I absolutely love this thing. Now, this particular card will not have any stamping on it at all. It's just die cutting. And the colours I'm using today, and as I said, I'm into the tropical Christmas kind of feel, is Granny Apple Green, Flirty Flamingo, and Grapefruit Grove. So I'll get started on this card, and before I start, I'll just grab an extra pad. I need these very quickly. Okay. All right, so I'm using an A6 card base, which is basically half an A4 and scored in half again. And this is thick Whisper White cardstock. This will be our lovely card base. So I'm just going to burnish the score line that I had previously done. And if you've noticed here, my trimmer is not doing great at the moment. I need new blades. If you get these like little bits on it that are, you know, it's kind of frayed looking, you can run your bone folder across it and you can smooth out those frayed bits. I can't speak right now. So I'm just going to do that. And we're also going to be using a layering piece of Whisper White cardstock, and that will just go on top of that. And that will be embossed. And then we've got a piece of scrap Whisper White cardstock. And what we're going to do with that is just ink blending. So I'm going to start doing some ink blending with those colours. So I'm just going to bring my craft sheet because I love using it. And then we'll do all the big shot work in one hit. So to start off with, I am going to use Grapefruit Grove. And I store my ink, the ink sponges on a sheet of acetate, and I just put some Velcro on it, and I just stick each of my individual sponges on that. So this is Grapefruit Grove, and I'm just going to ink it up. And now you can use your stamping sponges, and I'm going to start with it being quite light. I don't want it to be very dark, because I want to control how dark this goes. I don't want it to go very, very dark. And so I'm just going to ink blend that, and this is Grapefruit Grove. And this is just to get some colour onto the cardstock there. Now you can use your stamping sponges. As I have said in a previous video, I like using the Ranger mini ink blending tools, and it comes with, no, it doesn't come with, but you buy separately, a 20 pack of foam pads. And they're quite inexpensive. They're not too bad here in Australia, which is pretty nice. And the reason why I use these is I have carpal tunnel in both hands, and I find it really painful when I use like sponges or have to hold something for a long time. My hands start to go a bit numb, and they do get painful. So I find that these ink blending tools actually use Stampin' Up. You can use Stampin' Up colours with it really well. They work really well together, so it's nice. So I just wipe down my craft sheet. This is from Ranger again. This is the non-stick craft sheet that they sell, and I absolutely love it for ink blending. You can also heat emboss on this thing, and I love it. And I love using Stampin' Up things with other things, and don't ever feel afraid to mix and match your supplies, because you can. There's no rules to say you can't, and I think you should. If you have it, why not use it? So I'm just going to grab, and I store mine in like a little container like this. I just get that at my local dollar store, and yeah, so I've just got these all in colour families. Well, not colour families, like all the pinks are in one line, and then all of the purples are in one line, or the greys. So I'm going to use next Flirty Flamingo. So just take that off. And Petal Pink, although it's not really a pink, it's more like an orange, but I've got it in the pink line because it's has the name pink in it, just to help me remember it. So yeah, and when you get the ink blending tools, you get 2 per packet, and that's all I'm getting, just the 2 ink blending tools. And yeah, if I had more money and stuff, I'd definitely buy a lot more blending tools, so I can have them for one of each of the Stampin' Up colours, or whatever other ink pads you want to use. So now I'm going to use the Flirty Flamingo, and I'll just dab off and just go over there, and I'll just blend that out. Now this is just as a rough blending. You can use this definitely as a background, but I'm going to use this for my die cuts, and you'll see why in a minute. And this will look lovely when you do your die cuts with that. I love it. Okay, and I'll just make sure I blend the orange and the pink together nicely. So it has like a tropical feel to it. Okay, that will do for now with the Flirty Flamingo. Wipe that down so I don't cross-contaminate the colours. I suggest when you're using you know, your Stampin' Up colours with your ink blending, you go from lightest to darkest so that you don't cross-contaminate your sponges, because Don't ask how I know. Yeah, so now this is the first time I will be using a Granny Apple Green with my sponge, so I'm just going to get a new one. I'll just pop that on there. And dab off a couple of times. I just come off, I start off coming off and then I go in. And then I try and make the colours just come together. So that kind of blend together nicely. So that there's a nice gradient of colours and they kind of blend and mix together. Now that's that all blended together, and it kind of looks a bit messy and a bit ugh, but you will see what I'll be doing with that in a minute. And I think, now this is just an idea, mind you. I always do these things on the fly, so we will work out together if it works out well or not. So I'll just wipe my craft sheet down. Now I'm going to bring up my Big Shot, and I'm going to be using, now which is my most warped plate, this one. Okay, I'm going to put the that ink blended sheet on here, and I'm going to bring out my Merry Christmas Thinlit dies. And I'm going to take out the Merry and the Christmas. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make the colours like it to go over the couple of colours. So this is my idea of a tropical Christmas sort of colour scheme here. And whilst I've got that there, at the same time, I'm going to put my detailed Deer Thinlit dies, and I'm going to take out the open flowers, and I'll just stick them just around places where the colours kind of meet, and these are a bit hard to get off because they're new. So you'll just have different colours. Oops, kind of stuck together there a bit. And down here. And let's see how this turns out. Hopefully this turns out okay. Now I like the idea of the two colours meeting together as well, and having ones that are completely, put this over here, so there's more of a difference between the colours. Okay, now I'm just going to get my cutting plate and I will crank that through. Take that away. And let's see how this turned out. Ooh. Okay, take that away. And I'll just bring in my die brush. And for some things I'll need it, for others I don't. Check this out. Isn't that beautiful? I love this. So I'll just bring out my die brush, and I'm just going to put these onto that foam that comes with the die brush. And I'll just let these all come out. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love this. So this is like my, look at that, cute. This is my take of a, you know, a tropical Christmas kind of card. Oh, I've already done that one. Oh, where did it go? No. Okay, it just fell underneath the table, so you'll probably, hopefully you didn't see my head poke through that. And that should have loosened it a little. Oh, that, okay, that should work well. Oh, wow, just wow. I just love this colour scheme. And I'll just grab my pokey tool, actually. Yeah, I'll just grab my pokey tool. Sometimes they get really stuck in there and it's hard for them to come out. So I'll just grab my pokey tool and I'll be back in a second. And yeah. This is my Tim Holtz Tonic retractable craft pick, and what I like about it is you can have a really long pick or you can make it shorter. So I'm just going to make it a little shorter just to make sure I don't kill myself. But what I like about it is it's retractable. It's so super cool. So that's the green one. Isn't that cool? And then poke that out. And there's one that's more orange. I just like the idea of having, you know, colour schemes that are, you know, different to our traditional, you know, Christmas kind of cards. But it's up to you if you want to use this or not. But I think for an Australian Christmas, this will look nice. And look at this. This looks nice as it is too, doesn't it? You can use that as a card front too. So, yeah, why not? All right, so with that panel that I had earlier done, I'm just going to take out my Big Shot again, and I'm going to be using my embossing folder. So you only need one platform. You only need the Big Shot platform and one plate. So I'll just grab the subtle embossing folder and I'll pop my card in there, and I just love this embossing folder. I can't get enough of it, if you haven't noticed. Goes well with anything, whether it's Christmas or just general. And it's a shame that the catalogue's picture does not do it justice, but it is a fantastic folder and I just love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so that's done. And I am not sure if you can see this, but here's the detail. There's one underneath. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's just beautiful. It's like basil cardstock. It's just brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that onto the front of that card. Then I'm going to add the Merry Christmas in a more sort of like a tropical, this is my idea of a tropical Christmas. I'll just grab some glue, which I forgot to get, silly me. Sorry, this video's been me getting up and doing other things. Oh, and I forgot as well to get, and I'm dropping everything at the same time. I'm going to get some gems, some jewels. I think that will look really pretty with this as well, so nice. Okay, so I'll just put some glue now onto this sheet, embossed with the gorgeous subtle embossing folder. It's dynamic. Love it, the subtleness of it. Just love it. Okay, now just do a quick layout. again. And put that here and here. I think that looks beautiful, doesn't it? I love that. So I'm just going to stick this down, and I may actually cut out one more of these. So I'll just put some glue onto this. So this involves absolutely no stamping. So it's a no stamping tropical Christmas card. And I'm using these gorgeous items from the new holiday catalogue. I just love it. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this over here like that. Okay, then I'll get the Christmas all sorted too. Just blob little bits of glue. And this is beautiful. This is my tropical take. Very elegant, very simple. You don't have to use a lot of cardstock, just the white, which is nice. I love this. So I'll just stick these down. Another good idea is if you have the Xyron sticker maker, you can put this all in the one pass and you can just stick them down like regular stickers. I have one, the sticker maker, but I'm not using it today. I'm just using plain old glue. And stick that one here. Stick that on top there, actually, make it look like it's part of the eye. And then I'll stick this one there. Oops. And I'm going to cut out, I think, one more just to have more of the pink of the Flirty Flamingo. So I'll just grab that sheet that I had done before, and I'm going to grab this again, and I'll make sure it's on the real pink part of it. So I'll bring back everything with my thin die adapter. And yeah, make sure it's pink. Okay, and pop that away. Get out my pokey tool. Just okay, cool. Just poke all these bits out. Okay. All right, so I'll bring back my Christmas card here, and I'll just put some glue. Just put that down here. So that's that there. Isn't that gorgeous? I absolutely love this. And if I had some Wink of Stella, I would put some Wink of Stella all on the Merry Christmas, but I'm going to leave it as is, and I think it looks really pretty as it is. But I am going to add some of the basic rhinestone jewels. I think that will look really pretty with these. And let's see if I have another packet that's got the smaller ones in there. Yeah, I've got another packet that's got the smaller ones. So leave that there. Open this one up. Okay, so Just going to get my poker tool out again, and just going to put a jewel rhinestone right in the middle of those. Just added a bit of extra something. Extend that right out. And one more. Oops. And put that there. And that's it. We are done. How pretty does this look? Just going to bring it up close so you can see it. And I think it's a beautiful take on a tropical Christmas and very, very elegant. I just love that, and I love the jewels. That adds a really, really nice touch. So I hope you liked today's tutorial. And this is basically a no stamping tropical Merry Christmas card. And I've used the Merry Christmas Thinlit dies. Love these. Just as a standalone too. You can use them as a standalone, and you can do this cool kind of ink blending. I'm obsessed with ink blending at the moment. I absolutely love it. You can personalize your white cardstock and make it any color you want it to be, and I just love the versatility of it. And that's from this. That's so cool, isn't it? I love that. And then we've got the detailed Deer Thinlit dies, and you don't have to use the deer all the time. They've got cool little corner filigree things there as well. But you can use just the flowers, and you can use these flowers not just for Christmas as well, but you can use them for other occasions too. So this is fantastic. I love this. And I also love the subtle, dynamic, textured embossing folder. I'm obsessed with it. I hope you don't get sick of me using this, but that's another way of making a non-Christmas item go further. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial, and if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment or reach out to me through my online store at pepplerose.stampinup.net. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.